experience. Day 1 in the books. What'd you think?
A lot of traveling.
It was a lot of travel.
But yeah, very happy to be here.
I asked Eric how many hours he thinks we traveled.
It had to have been total 18 to 20 hours. Birmingham to Dallas, Dallas to LA, LA to Tahiti, and Tahiti to Bora Bora.
So it was a lot. Eric had a really good idea that we should do kind of like a recap of how we're feeling after each day, and then also to pose a question to each other that's kind of random. So day 1, what was your first impression coming back?
Oh, I'm going first?
Yeah.
All right. First impressions. With everything going on, just like really thankful to be here, especially with you and celebrating our belated 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the little moments that we talked about in the airport, you know, having the bottle of wine. And that's what I love so much about traveling, is just those small moments that are spontaneous. You know, I think it provides extra time to think about your relationship, and it makes me think about you even more. It opens things up for more conversation, just easier discussion.
Not getting interrupted by your children 1,400 times. Although we miss them.
So I think my first impression is just thankful to be here with you. Yeah, it's just beautiful.
Okay, good.
So my question to you
Yes.
would be, if you could give travelers one tip, what would it be?
So this is actually going to be a compliment to Eric, so I knew you'd like that. The best tip is to really plan out and budget for your travels. Eric and I have gotten to come to Bora Bora not once but twice because he was so good at being resourceful. Do you want to explain a little bit about how you did that?
Yeah, I'll try and do it very briefly, but very early on, traveled with KPMG and earned a lot of Hilton points, and you kind of have to figure out the system to earn those points, and we're able to come 10 years ago. If you can get a free hotel, then primarily it's flights and then all the other additional expenses, but it makes it more doable in your head. And once you get over that leap, other things tend to fall in place. My tip for traveling would be, and this is difficult for me, is to try and be more spontaneous. I think it's important to have a framework of what you want your vacation to look like, but also leave room for spontaneity. Like we took a walk today on the beach, just, you know, very small things. So have a plan, but don't have a plan, if that makes sense.
Okay, good first day.
Love you.
Love you. Mwah.
All right, everybody, this is day 2 in Bora Bora. Woke up early because of one specific rooster that resides on the property. So we're gonna go on a little rooster hunt. Yeah, there you are. Go down that hill. Try and wake me up again. Day 2, took a little ferry over to the main island by Tape. And this is the main mountain. We're just gonna go exploring. We always like to do a little exploring.
And it's very unplanned, like what we were talking about last night.
Yep, so we took the ferry from the Hilton Conrad Resort, left at $115. It's about $20 per person there and back. And Heather got distracted by a bird. Don't have a ton of plans. We have dinner reservations later on tonight.
Yes.
And looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, this is the exploring day. We are at Snack Matira, so it's a little restaurant on the beach. Heather said she really wanted a beer. So
that's right.
Heather got a beer.
What my baby wants.
Baby gets. And really pretty, and nice little breeze.
Yes, so. Thankful for the breeze because it is hot. Anything else?
All right, so this is Heather and I's day 2. Going out to eat tonight at the St. James restaurant. So give you guys a little tour real quick. Heather's already at the table. So yeah, pretty excited. Are you excited, Heather?
Super excited. It's gonna be amazing. This view is insane. We made it! We're on the vitamin C, and we're hoping to skirt the rain. No complaints here. Okay, I'm seeing if Eric has any questions for me this time.
All right, so this is a random question. If you could choose any song to describe this vacation so far, what would it be? And then you have to sing it.
Oh man, this is intense. It's Bachelor in Paradise. Almost paradise. What else the rest of we go?
Knocking on
Heaven's door. Oh, they gave me a little flower. I love it so much. Eric, what's a good random question that I have for you? Oh, best part of this boat tour.
That is a good question. Definitely Paradise Bay, what we're doing right now.
Yes.
The swim up bar that they provided and the water is just amazing.
Unreal.
So. All right.
A good tip would be to talk to the locals.
Yeah,
Ask lots of questions and be intentional, I think.
Yeah, we always like to ask the locals their favorite restaurants to eat at, favorite shops, and they usually give pretty good advice.
And where they're from.
Where they're from.
Yes.
Always good stories. But then also, too, like, that's how you really get to know the people, and they always have really great stories. Talk to the locals and learn some new things.
That's right.
Singing way oh, oh. You look like a guy who could treat me right.
Y'all, Eric and I are sitting here getting ready to start what, babe?
Polynesian show and dinner.
Yes, and we just got the prettiest little cocktails. Look at that bad boy. It's like as big as my face.
Way oh. I could be the best thing in your life. Way oh. You got me singing way oh. You look like a guy who could treat me right. Way oh. Boy, take a chance, will you let me ride? Way oh. I could be the best thing in your life. Way oh. Baby, let's take a drive, take a drive.
All right, here we are.
I know this sounds kind of weird being in Bora Bora, but we always try and have a relative budget in mind. And we also look for ways to cut costs when we're on vacation. And one of those ways is that we
Split a meal.
split a meal a lot of times, especially for lunch. But I will say though, if your wife, significant other, wants a meal to herself, you let her have that meal to
You
herself.
don't want me to be hangry.
No.
It's not pretty.
I made that mistake early on in our marriage, and
We had several discussions.
So, but splitting a meal is a great way to do that. A lot of times if you booked directly with excursions, they can be a little bit cheaper as well too.
Or like you paid in cash for one that made it cheaper.
Make it cheaper as well too. So there's lots of little ways to save a little bit of money here and there.
Oh, and split a bag. You always make us split a bag. So we split one carry-on and one bag instead of two big bags to check. Yep. And then obviously using points, which Eric is really good at figuring out how to use points. Anything else?
I think those are all good suggestions.
Yeah. So it's not too hard to leave on a rainy day.
It's true. It makes it a little easier. It's still pretty difficult.
It's still pretty difficult, but
Typhoon Harry is coming in. We're making out just in time.
the water's still beautiful, but man, this is intense. It sounded like
Down the hatches.
it sounded like a hurricane was coming through in the hut, though. The wind was rushing by on both sides. Woo! So we're at the airport, ready to head out, and this is what we see.
Went to Bora Bora. Now we're
Bora Bora. Let's see if we can get some food, though.
Coffee.